Today, we attempt to trade for all 32 starting quarterbacks in the NFL. And we're going to do that with 3, 2, 1, boom! The Las Vegas Raiders. Why? It was just random. Who is Dean Strauss? And since we do have 100 staff points, let's go ahead and use that and try and fill up the trade talent tree as much as possible. We get a 5% trade discount on players older than 30, and also we get 4% trade value increase for our draft pick. So that should help us out a little bit. But I guess now with that, it's time to get to work. Now, there's really no method I'm going to go about doing this. I'm just going to do whatever it takes to get all 32 quarterbacks in today's video. Don't necessarily have to go in alphabetical order either, so let's start with an easier quarterback to trade for. Let's go with somebody like Carson Wentz on the Colts. Can we just do like a straight up trade? Like, what about Marcus Mariota and then like a running back? Let's do like Jalen Richard and Peyton Barber. I literally have no clue if this would be close, but I'm going to try it out anyway, and it was accepted. That makes it our first successful trade out of 32. Guess we can go with the Chicago Bears and Justin Fields now. With him being a rookie, it's going to be interesting to see differences throughout this video to see how hard it is to get each individual starting quarterback. Just want to see where this begins things off, and that does not look promising. And this also doesn't have to be done all on the Raiders. It's just going to be the team we start with. Obviously, we're going to have to change teams anyway to get Derek Carr to complete the video. So it looks like we're attempting to trade our entire offensive line. I guess I could technically trade away Derek Carr here if I wanted to. So how about this? Derek Carr for Justin Fields straight up, and it was accepted. Okay, so that's a lot easier than I expected. Would I just go ahead and trade back for Derek Carr and get him out of the way? Like, what is it going to take to bring in Derek Carr back to his original team? I feel like this should be close. Our starting left tackle, our first round draft pick from next year for Derek Carr, and that one's accepted. They value draft picks, especially the top 10 draft picks, so highly in this game, and it's going to be the only way we get some of the quarterbacks today. Well, the Denver Broncos and Teddy Bridgewater, this one should be relatively simple. Like, they need a defensive tackle. We should have a few that they do want. I didn't even know Gerald McCoy was on the Raiders. What does something like this look like? Solomon Thomas for Bridgewater. Look at that. Some of these are so easy, but wait till we get to like the Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrows. Solomon Thomas, Hobbs, and a 4th round draft pick from this year for Teddy B. Easy as you'd like. Philadelphia Eagles and Jalen Hurts 74. Another one that should be, sort of easy. It should be accepted, right? Look at that. So easy. So far we've traded for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 starting quarterbacks. Only 27 more to go. Let's get ourselves a tougher one out of the way. What's a tough quarterback to trade for? Interested to see what it would take to trade for a guy like Kirk Cousins. He's 81 overall, 33 years of age. They need a right guard. We have a young buck in Leatherwood. Like, this might not even be like a 4th of the way to going through. Look at that, dude. It's about a freaking 6. Might be one of those that once again literally takes a draft pick. So let's throw in a 3rd. Hopefully that'll be enough to take us over the edge, and it's not even in the green yet. Threw in Yannick Ngakoue instead of the young offensive guard, and just, you've got to be kidding me. That's just absolutely ridiculous. There it is. It did take a pretty big piece in Josh Jacobs. I mean, that's a ridiculous trade right there to bring in a quarterback, but this just kind of sets the precedent of what's to come. Since that one was sort of tough, let's go back to an easier quarterback to trade for. Let's try out Tua. He's not that high of an overall, but he's young and probably rated pretty highly. See if that's enough to make this trade go through, and it's so close. For some reason, they do highly rate cornerbacks, even if they're pretty low overall. So instead, let's throw in Greg Stroman, 69 rated cornerback. And with that, as you see, Tua Tagovailoa is now a Las Vegas Raider. What about Daniel Jones? Freaking Daniel. He's not even, like a 71 rated player. He's 70 overall. Yeah, this should be so simple. So a 70 rated Tyron Johnson for 70 rated Daniel Jones. I'm curious to see. Oh my God, really? Once again, at this point, we should be able to throw in like a little backup. Kyle Wilber. I am absolutely determined to have Kyle Wilber be the man to make a trade go through. And with that, Kyle Wilber, I think it went down. There it is. Daniel Jones, now a Raider. Oh no, Jared freaking Goff, 72 rated. How's his cap hit so low? Doesn't he make like 30 mil a year? We're interested in our 82 rated Denzel Perryman. He's a little bit on up there in age. I'm just curious. What does this look like? It's straight up. I mean, if you're a team in the hunt for a quarterback, this would be a decent deal in real life. Not in our situation where we already have freaking 15, it feels like. We're gonna go straight to the football team. They should be so simple. I guess we're just trying to get numbers out of the way here. We're gonna leave the hardest quarterbacks to trade for last. But the question is, do I go for Fitzpatrick or Taylor Heineke? I guess it'd make more sense to go for Ryan Fitzpatrick since he was supposed to be the starter. Like, this one should be simple, I would think. A 6th round pick for Ryan Fitzpatrick? I mean, look at how close that is. I mean, it really wasn't close, but you get in the grand scheme of things, that's simple enough. 73 rated Denzel Good. He's 30 years old and they're still interested in him, and it was accepted straight up. Poor Sam Darnold. EA doesn't rate you too highly. Jameis Winston, okay, now this one could be spicy. He's only on a 1-year deal, if I do remember correctly, so I think this should be easier than some of the other 75 plus rated quarterbacks. With that being the case, what if we just throw a little sneaky draft pick action, a 4th and a 5th? I just want to see how close this is. It's not really that close. Something is giving me a sneaky suspicion that this will be accepted. A 3rd and Foster Moreau, their backup tight end for Jameis Winston, and it's declined, but it's getting closer. At a 5th round draft pick added into the deal. Let's welcome Jameis Winston to the collection of like 10 other quarterbacks. Tennessee Titans and Ryan Tannehill. I have a really good rebuild idea where I'm actually going to trade Tannehill away for somebody else. So kind of ironic, we're trading for him in today's video. But with him, it's an interesting one. How much it can take to bring in Ryan? Max Crosby for Ryan submitted through? Okay, that's more like it. I guess we throw in a 4th and a 6th though. I mean, eventually we're gonna have to. Submit it through. It's not even close. I think they do want Brian Edwards, so 2 green interest players, Ryan Tannehill, with one of those being Max freaking Crosby, and it's still declined. Dumb game, dude. Instead, do we just have to go 2nd round pick in Max Crosby for Ryan Tannehill? If we could get this done in real life, I would be over the moon. We'll submit it through, and finally, had to throw in that 4th from next year. That's a lot. That's a lot to trade away for a quarterback that can't win in the playoffs. This one I can work with. The Atlanta Falcons do have green interest in Trevon Moehrig, and obviously we still have to bring in Matt Ryan. 82 overall. He's 36 years of age. They do want Richie Incognito, but he's like 38 years old, dude. I know he's an 89, and are you serious? So like I mentioned, we're obviously eventually going to have to change teams, but so far, just with the Oakland Raiders, we brought in 14 quarterbacks. Almost half the starting quarterbacks in the NFL, all traded to just one team. Ooh, the Steelers and Big Ben. He's only a 74 overall. He might be one of the easiest quarterbacks to trade for that remain. Do want Jonathan Hankins. Isn't he a little bit on up there in age? Only 75 overall. I wouldn't expect this to be accepted straight up. It was accepted straight up. Okay. The Steelers really don't like Benjamin. Now, here's a question mark. The Houston Texans. Deshaun Watson isn't their starter. The year ended with Davis Mills being their starter. Why is his picture so low quality? You guys might scream at me in the comments, but I think it makes sense for the theme of the video to trade for Davis. Oh, we do have Alex Leatherwood. Since he's a rookie, maybe this will be a straight up trade, and not quite, but we should be able just to get rid of those draft picks, and that'd be enough to bring in Davis. If it has been accepted, I think we're halfway done now. I think we're doing pretty decent. The San Francisco 49ers and Jimmy Garoppolo. He's probably going to be traded anyway. Look at that cap hit. That's what I expected for Jared Goff. So with that cap hit actually being astronomical, is this going to be a little bit easier than what it should be? Kenyon Drake for Jimmy G, and it's over halfway. Okay, that's a lot easier than what I expected for Jimmy G. Or do I just try this, even though Casey Hayward, they don't even want him apparently, even though one of their top 5 needs, as you see, is a cornerback, and it was accepted, even though it makes no sense because they value him at 1 star, but hey, I'm not complaining. If we want to stick with the Raiders, the problem is we're going to have to start doing some crazy trades that might not make sense. Like, we probably need to trade away Darren Waller to get one of the bigger quarterbacks while we can. So the quarterback I'm thinking about with possibilities right now being a little simple is Baker Mayfield. I didn't realize he was down to a 78, so it might actually be a little bit easier to bring him in than what I thought, especially because they do need some wide receivers. What about straight up? Something tells me this is going to be screwy and not even be halfway to going through, and it's over halfway to going through. I'm stupid. So all we have to do now is kind of throw in some fillers. Oh, we still have Kenyon Drake. We can use him in a deal. This might be the perfect deal to use Kenyon Drake in. Oh, it's so close, dude, but I think we have potential now. How about the 74 middle linebacker, Patrick? And that one was accepted. Okay, that was enough to increase the pube distance. Oh, I didn't even think about Mac Jones. He might be relatively hard to trade for because he's only 22, he's a rookie, and he's a decent 77 rated. Yannick Ngakoue for Mac Jones. Something's telling me this is going to be ridiculous, and it's absolutely ridiculous. All right, screw it. We're going all in here. We're going to go Darren Waller straight up for Mac Jones, and okay, that is such a bigger jump than what I expected. My God, they don't want any players even though their team needs. I guess we go back to Jonathan Abram here. This seems like a lot, but I think with him being yellow interest and one of the last few players we have that has any bit of value left, I think this is what it's going to take to have this deal be accepted, and I don't think it went up at all. Like, what do you mean, EA? Is this really going to take Yannick Ngakoue and Darren Waller to bring in Mac Jones to Las Vegas? And no, it's not enough, apparently. Jonathan Abram, Yannick Ngakoue, and Darren Waller for freaking Mac Jones submitted through. Finally. Oh my God. If this is how hard it is to get Mac Jones, dude, imagine Patrick Mahomes. I completely forgot about Trevor. He's only a 74. But the question is, do I even want to use my first round pick for a 74 rated quarterback? Even though regardless, he's going to be hard to get. So, I mean, maybe it would take a first round pick like this anyway. Let's just see even if this is enough. And it is. Thank God. Trevor Lawrence, welcome to Las Vegas. And I do think this is where the end of the road comes for the Las Vegas Raiders. But that doesn't mean we had a ton of success with them. With the Las Vegas Raiders, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 of the 32 starting quarterbacks in the NFL. Only 12 more to go, and that's going to be more difficult than the first 20 combined. Maybe since the Jags do have a lot of good first round selections, maybe they're the team we need to try to get these last 12 quarterbacks with. Been a full-time YouTuber for like 5 years now, and I don't even have rechargeable batteries. Jesus. So that looks pretty decent right there, boys. We have the 4th, 6th overall projected selections, a 2nd, a 3rd, a 4th, a 5th, 2 5ths actually, 2 6ths, a 7th, 2 7ths actually. So we have a loaded amount of picks. Hopefully this will be enough though to get these final 12 quarterbacks. Matthew Stafford is the next human being I'm targeting. Starting in the Super Bowl this year, what a trade this was for the Rams. But unfortunately for Rams fans, I'm taking them away from you. Now I have a whole other team, a whole other set of resources to trade away, so let's just make sure we don't do anything stupid. I mean, Miles Jack straight up, I don't think this will be really that close. I mean, that's actually better than what I expected. This is a good start. We threw in Carlos Hyde. How about a 2nd, but from next year? Is this enough to bring Matthew Stafford away from LA to Jacksonville? And yes, it is. Now, why don't we go ahead and try to tackle some of the older quarterbacks right now? And by older, let's go after a certain man by the name of Aaron Rodgers. I know he's older, 37 years old and everything, but he's still a 96 rated. This is going to be so hard to bring together. They do need a lot of offensive linemen. That's one thing we do have a lot of, is decent offensive linemen. Brandon Linder, starting center. They also need a right guard. We have AJ Tan. Maybe they want him. They sort of do. I just want to test the waters here, and oh no. If I just do the 4th overall selection, I feel like this will be accepted straight up, or at least be close. And I was completely wrong, but that looks a lot better than what the last few trade attempts looked like. Now, if we also throw in the 3rd from next year, is this gonna be enough for Rodgers? Once again, did that even move? Also throw in our best player, Josh Allen, and did that go down? Please, dear God, make it make sense. Oh my God, dude, we might be able to bring in a total of like 3 quarterbacks with the Jags. So our 1st, our 2nd, and our 3rd for Aaron Rodgers, and it still declined. Try the 6th, and then we'll try the 1st round draft pick from next year. Please be enough, bro. It was accepted. Thank God. Let's try this out. Dak Prescott, 90 overall. We have 3 players that they could use. Now, I don't expect this to be accepted. I want to bring this to another point. Imagine how much more fun franchise would be if there was like 5 slots here. Like, there's definitely trades in real life that go down that require more than 3 players or picks. But it's freaking EA we're talking about. They don't care about us. Let's just try it though. And like, that's just ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. Like, since we're sort of at a standstill here, and like, I didn't want to do this, but I think we're gonna have to do this. Aaron Rodgers for Dak Prescott. I just want to see where this lands on the trade meter, and it lands accepted. I mean, I guess take it how you want to take it. It's not what I wanted to do, but it might end up being what we have to do. Joe Burrow, 86 rated. He should be much higher rated than this. Now, I'm just so curious. Where will this be? Josh Allen, Shaq Griffin, and Linder for Joe Burrow. Submitted through. It's like halfway, not even half. Screw it. I'm just gonna go ahead and try it. 1st round pick for Joe Burrow, just straight up, no strings attached, and it's about 3/4 of the way. We have some promise. I'm gonna give James Robinson to the Colts for their 1st round pick from next year, and then use that in the Burrow trade. All right, now 2 1st round picks, you dumb game, and it's declined still. I guess I gotta go with the 2nd, so 2 first and a 2nd for Joe Burrow, and finally. We're actually gonna move on now to the Cowboys. I'm gonna trade Aaron Rodgers back to the Jags. Gotta just be way easier to keep up with our quarterbacks that we've traded for today. We'll just take both the remaining thirds and Josh Allen off your hands. The defensive Josh Allen, that is, and that was easy. Perfect fit here. Zach Martin to the LA Chargers because their #1 team need is a right guard. For 84 rated Justin Herbert, I don't expect this to be accepted, but I just feel like this should have some potential. Submit it through. Okay, let's go. Maybe we just need to pick a team that has a ton of 98, 99 rated players, and maybe we can get all these quarterbacks straight up. I can't believe we haven't even thought about going ahead and trading for Tom Brady. He actually retired today officially. It was kind of sad doing this because he's not technically the starting quarterback for the Buccaneers anymore. I just thought about the fact I can't use Tom Brady in clickbait anymore. Oh no. Oh my god, there it is. I really didn't think this one's going to be accepted, but it was. Josh Allen, Trevon Diggs, and Zeke for Tom Brady himself. We actually brought in Tom Brady without having to trade away a draft pick. It's a miracle. Kind of like in this one, boys. Tyron Smith to the Seahawks because their #1 team need is a left tackle. Now, Russell Wilson, we saw a minute ago, is so hard to get, even though he's not even a 90 overall still. And you know, we can work with that. We're trading both of our offensive tackles. We're gonna try this one out because that's our top 2 team needs. A left tackle, a right tackle, and it still declined. We'll go with the first from next year. Come on, bro. Please. Thank God. Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals. Kyler Murray's down to an 86 overall. I didn't realize he was that low, so he might actually be a little bit easier than like a Russell Wilson. That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Attempted Amari Cooper first, and I think that's exactly the same as when we just added in 2 more players they had green interest in. That just doesn't make sense, stupid game. So we traded up to get another first round pick, this time from the Lions, the 13th overall projected selection. We had to trade away Randy Gregory, our second and our third. So a lot, but I think it should be enough to push us through to bring in Kyler. Amari Cooper in 2 first for Kyler Murray, submitted through. Finally, that's a dub. So on the Dallas Cowboys, we have 4 starting quarterbacks. On the Jags, we got 5, 6, 7, 8. And on the Raiders, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28 starting quarterbacks. Did I count wrong? Oh, Zach Wilson? We forgot Zach Wilson? Zach Wilson for DeMarcus Lawrence, straight up, no strings attached. See how simple that was? So all that remains, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Patrick Mahomes. And for this, I think we're gonna try and use one final team. The Philadelphia Eagles. They have so many first round picks. Hopefully they're the team that can help complete today's video. First of the final 3 we're going after is the Buffalo Bills man, Josh Allen. Like, do I just go with our top 3 players? They do want all 3. I just want to see where this stands in the universe, and that actually has a little bit of potential. 3 firsts for Josh Allen, and that's so close to being accepted. I think actually here, if we go and throw in this 14th overall selection, this one should be accepted by the skin of our freaking shaft. Submitted through. There it is. Josh Allen literally takes everything that we got and is now a member of the Eagles. So, bro, what do I even do? I still have to get Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes. There we go. We get ourselves the 2nd overall selection for our first, Devonta Smith and Darius Slay. Hopefully this will be enough to bring in Lamar. Hopefully. Jason Kelsey, Brandon Brooks. They need both of these guys. Submit them through. Ah, this hurts. So we get a first round selection from next year. Actually, the 8th overall selection from the Bengals for a 2nd, a 3rd, and Dallas Goedert. Maybe this will be enough to push us through for Lamar. So really, our final attempt to bring in Lamar Jackson to Philadelphia. We have our first from this year, our first from next year, all top 10 projected picks. Did that even go up? How did that not even go up? Fletcher Cox in the first we just got from the Bengals from next year for this year's 4th overall selection, and it's accepted. Okay, we might just be able to go through. Actually, just throw in, let's go with a little 3rd round action from next year. Submitted through. Lamar Jackson is now a Philadelphia Eagle. 31 of the 32 starting quarterbacks in the NFL has now been traded for today. Now all it comes down to is this human being right here, 98 rated Patrick Mahomes. Once we complete this trade, one of the most difficult challenges I have done will then be completed. So pretty much a whole new offensive line here for the Kansas City Chiefs. In return, we want Patrick Mahomes. It's not even their highest rated player. Come on, this has got to be accepted, right? I mean, to be fair, that's closer than what I expected. Let's go. We now own the #1 overall projected pick. Let's not stop there, I guess. Let's try to get one more high first. And there it is. We get the 13th overall selection from the Arizona Cardinals for Javon Hargrave, our third for next year, and Nelson, which is like our second or third best corner. So we now have acquired the #3 overall pick from the Lions for that first that we acquired from the Cardinals, and for Lane Johnson. We had the #1, #3 pick. How close is this going to be? That's not even halfway, dude. It took a lot, but we got it. So we do now own the #2 overall selection. Took Brandon Brooks, Miles Sanders, and Jordan Mailata. We literally now own the top 3 picks in the draft, and for some reason, I just know this is not gonna be enough. You have got to be kidding me. How about the #3 overall pick for Jalen Ramsey? And it's declined, but there's some promise there. We really don't have anything else to trade away, so we're throwing these two fellas in. It went down. It seemed like it was gonna be so easy at the beginning when I was able to trade a freaking corn kernel away for Carson Wentz. So once again, traded with the Ravens. We got their first round pick, although being a late one, for Landon Dickerson, KJ Wright, and Edwards. So Jalen Ramsey for the 3rd overall selection and the 31st overall selection, and that one was finally accepted. Why is he now a 4-star? Why? He's 99 overall. So literally, if this doesn't get accepted, I don't know what to do. Jalen Ramsey, the 1st overall selection, the 2nd overall selection for Patrick Mahomes. Come on, bro. This has got to be enough. I freaking beg. Submitted through. What do you mean? The only other thing I can think of for this to even be possible, which is gonna suck, but I mean, it's still gonna complete the challenge. I didn't want to have to trade away a quarterback, but I might have to. Woohoo! Since we're going to be using 2 quarterbacks in the trade anyway, maybe we just go ahead and do the 2nd and the 3rd overall selection, submit this through. Lamar Jackson added to the deal. Hopefully this will be enough. Okay, that was accepted straight up. Okay, potential. But on the flip side, I do want to bring Lamar Jackson back for the Patrick Mahomes trade. There's just so much stuff going on in my head right now. Should be simple though. Let's just throw in Jordan Howard, submit this through. Let's just try this one final time. If this doesn't get accepted, I don't know what will. Oh, Patrick, I beg you. I absolutely beg you. It has been accepted. Finally, we have completed one of the hardest challenges I have ever done in Madden franchise mode. With the 1st round selection, Aaron Rodgers and Lamar Jackson, we were able to bring in the 32nd of 32 starting quarterbacks in the NFL. That doesn't deserve a subscription. I don't know what does.